Team Trump spent much of the day trying to paint Daniels as a sleazy money. We're supposed to believe he handed a $130,000 check to a porn star for no reason. Stormy Daniels testified about sleeping with him.
The Trump legal team devoted considerable effort today attempting to discredit Daniels by portraying her as unsavory, apparently expecting us to accept without question that someone would casually hand over $130,000 to an adult film actress without any underlying reason. When Daniels provided testimony about their intimate encounter, it set the stage for an unexpected comedy goldmine.
Human toilet, orange turd, and make America horny again. You should get paid twice for that, right? Trump's lawyers are still going with this he didn't have sex with her fairy tale. Thanks, Ted. That's going to make Mother's Day with Melania a lot of fun this year. Trump would like to go to jail and become the farter martyr. Nobody wants to go to jail.
Did you know that humor actually has 30 times more impact than angry social media posts? Well, late-night hosts Kimmel and Colbert are putting this principle to work, with Trump serving as their unwitting test subject. As the Daniels court proceedings continue to unfold, these comedy veterans are transforming legal proceedings into must-watch entertainment, tossing out phrases like human toilet, orange turd, and make America horny again. Moments that surely deserve double compensation for their creativity. Trump's defense is still clinging to their narrative that no intimate encounter occurred.
Stormy Daniels took the stand for the second time to face some blistering cross-examination from Trump's attorney and therapist trying to make it through another one of your dumb stories. Susan Necklace. So in addition to hearing about it, the jury got to see her spank him in real time.
A strategy that's bound to make for some awkward conversations at the next Mother's Day celebration with Melania. It seems Trump would prefer to position himself as a martyr, or should we say, farter. Though it's worth noting that nobody typically volunteers for incarceration. Before we continue, I'd like to make a quick request. If you're enjoying this content, please consider taking a moment to hit the like button and join our subscriber community. We've noticed that over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing. While it doesn't cost anything, your support makes an enormous impact on our channel.
Show me on the puppet what he did to
and a
you.
righteous mission to make America great again
Kinky.
for all Americans.
Did you ever think you were standing next to a future president there at the time?
No. I mean, look at his face.
Don Pornleone's Hush Money Honey, Stormy Daniels, took the stand yesterday and caused quite a commotion.
Have you clicked subscribe yet? Wonderful. We truly appreciate your support. Now, let's get back to our story. Ever pondered what you might get when combining traffic cone nipples with a former president? Kimmel's got your answer, and it's exactly as absurd as you'd imagine. Daniels made her second court appearance, facing intense questioning from Trump's legal team, or as some might say, his combination attorney and therapist, struggling through yet another bewildering narrative. The jury not only heard the testimony, but witnessed the infamous spanking incident in real time. The late-night hosts have been serving up Trump-related comedy at a breakneck pace, transforming the Daniels trial into an entertainment spectacle.
That as a porn star, Stormy had experience with phony stories about sex. And for more on why it's so wrong to be a sleazy, money-grubbing merch seller, my third rodeo. Very good. Part of a series. It's part of a series.
Kimmel's been particularly sharp lately, joking about Trump getting impeached by the very peach he allegedly received a spanking from. Talk about a twist of fate. Meanwhile, Colbert's keeping pace, suggesting Trump wanted one final taco bowl at his tower before potential incarceration, because apparently nothing says heading to prison quite like mediocre Mexican cuisine. When questioned about whether she realized she was in the presence of a future president during their encounter, Daniels responded with a clear no.
You know, the truth will speak for itself. And that's the hard thing about this, is people want to just discredit me and not believe what I have to say, even when I have factual proof.
You spank Donald Trump. Is he like...
Are you arching your back?
Yeah, speak to the lawyer privately so as not to embarrass Trump, who's on trial for chub humping a porn star while he's...
And honestly, given the circumstances, who could blame her? Don Pornleone's hush money situation took center stage as Daniels testified yesterday, creating quite the spectacle. These comedians aren't just throwing random jabs, they're crafting a narrative that's equal parts absurd and entertaining. The late-night hosts are becoming increasingly audacious with their material. Consider Kimmel's most recent quip. He drew a comparison between Trump and a traffic cone adorned with nipples, creating a mental picture that's impossible to shake. This comedic gem spread across social media platforms with the speed and persistence of bronzer on white fabric, with viewers eagerly sharing and enjoying the clips. But there's something deeper at play here. This recurring comedy serves a greater purpose than mere entertainment. According to behavioral researchers, this style of humor actually influences our perception of serious matters. By keeping the Stormy Daniels controversy in the public consciousness through comedy, Kimmel and Colbert are employing a clever strategy to maintain awareness of the issue.
If the story of her night with Trump had been made up, I would have written it to be a lot better. Oh, come on. That's good. That's good. The suit, it was actually kind of easy to do because the suit was already in scraps. Because that's just how Trump gets undressed. Oh, God!
Speaking of awareness, when they suggested that Daniels' experience in adult entertainment gave her particular insight into fabricated intimate encounters, well, that opened up a whole new avenue of commentary about questionable merchandising practices. This isn't my first rodeo, as they say. It's becoming quite the ongoing narrative. The writing teams behind these shows are putting in extraordinary effort to craft memorable one-liners that keep the conversation going. They're highlighting the absurdity of the situation through vivid, imaginative humor, because sometimes laughter is the best coping mechanism for processing bizarre reality.
Stormy yesterday went into a bit more detail about their sexual encounter than the president and his legal team were hoping.
Take his clothes off in the bedroom, and then even crazier is here we are almost 2 decades later, and we're still talking about it.
Well, if you want to go on another date with him, we'd be happy to pay for it.
Curious about Trump's response to all this? Let's just say his reaction has been about as composed as a tap-dancing bull in a crystal shop. As Daniels herself noted, the truth will ultimately emerge, but the challenging part is dealing with constant attempts to discredit my testimony even when I present concrete evidence. The courtroom exchanges about intimate details and spanking incidents certainly aren't helping maintain anyone's dignity.
Oh, he had his own Widow Comic-Con. Necklace really tried to throw Stormy off. It is true, no one wants to admit to having sex with Donald Trump.
Here's what's fascinating. Audiences are absolutely eating up these Trump-focused segments. When hosts start poking fun at the former president, ratings skyrocket. It seems nothing captures viewers' attention quite like a well-crafted Trump roast. But our late-night comedic champions aren't just chasing laughs. While Trump has always been obsessed with ratings, he's now giving these hosts a kind of attention they never sought.
God bless America, Donald Trump. A Bible. There you go. He hosted a dinner at Mar-a-Lago for buyers of his NFT trading cards. On Don Jr.'s birth certificate, the father is listed as no comment.
Imagine being so rattled by jokes that you consider using governmental power against comedians. Talk about a presidential roast gone sideways. Initially, Donnie Diapers tried to maintain his composure, dismissing the jokes as fake news and pretending they didn't affect him. But as Kimmel and Colbert continued serving up increasingly spicy commentary, hotter than a Mar-a-Lago tanning session, Trump's Twitter trigger finger got itchy. Before long, the Orange Menace was firing off social media posts at lightning speed. As Daniels wryly observed, if I were fabricating the story of our encounter, I certainly would have written something more compelling.
And as painful as it is to hear Donald Trump talk, and as embarrassing it is as an American to hear him talk, I think it's good. We get to hear it. We get to know who people.
The suit-related jokes practically wrote themselves, considering Trump's rather unique approach to undressing. Apparently his suits end up in tatters just from the removal process. His response to the comedic onslaught was about as sophisticated as a playground retort, calling the hosts untalented and no-talent boobs, as if he were competing in some sort of elementary school insult competition where he's the sole participant. This isn't the first time a powerful figure has gotten worked up over comedic commentary. History seems to be repeating itself. Just as Richard Nixon became so enraged about comedians mocking him that he might have considered bugging their dressing rooms. Our current subject is following a similar path of thin-skinned reactions. The courtroom revelations from Stormy's testimony provided more intimate details than Trump's legal team had anticipated, particularly regarding their encounter and his unique undressing habits. What's truly remarkable is how this story has managed to maintain its relevance for nearly 20 years. In a display of what he might call stable genius, Trump escalated matters by threatening to weaponize the FCC against these comedy shows.
Place that I could even exist.
Yeah.
No other country on earth would allow me to even exist the way that I exist. So when I hear people talk about walls and unconstitutional religious bans, it inspires me and lets me know there's more work that I...
Consider the irony, the individual tasked with protecting constitutional rights contemplating governmental intervention to silence comedians. It's as if he views the First Amendment as more of a gentle suggestion, similar to his apparent attitude toward regulations about hush money payments to adult film stars. The cross-examination attempts to discredit Stormy prove particularly interesting.
Before we talk about this excellent movie, man, I watched your interview yesterday, and you said that there was a higher calling for you, that you may run for president. Right. Kanye said it. I didn't take it seriously. Right. There was a serious look in your eye.
Yeah, you know, I was saying that sort of half jokingly, but working on this film. So we've been working with Dr. Omalu, and one of the first things he said to me in our initial meeting was, he said he was a little boy growing up in Nigeria, and heaven was here, and America was here. He said to him, it was the place where God sent all of his favorite people.
Yeah.
You know, so he really jarred me and sort of reminded me what it is to be a...
Though, as some observers noted, reluctance to admit intimate encounters with Trump isn't exactly surprising. While Trump busies himself with social media threats, something fascinating is occurring. Research indicates these comedy segments might be doing more than providing entertainment. Studies suggest that well-landed comedic critiques actually impact his approval ratings, each joke acting like a tiny chisel gradually affecting his public image. His recent activities have provided plenty of material, from hosting NFT trading card buyers at Mar-a-Lago to various documentation oddities that have become comedy fodder. As Trump continues his digital outbursts, public response increasingly favors the humor approach. The power of comedy as a form of commentary has proven surprisingly effective, each punchline serving as a small but significant critique of Trump's larger-than-life persona. In this ongoing battle between angry social media posts and comedic commentary, humor appears to be winning decisively. These late-night shows are serving a dual purpose, providing entertainment while keeping the public informed through comedy. As long as Trump maintains his active social media presence, Kimmel and Colbert will continue finding new material to work with. It's become an inexhaustible source of comedic content. So keep watching, stay informed, and consult various news sources, including these late-night programs that blend information with entertainment. The Trump Comedy Showcase shows no signs of slowing down, offering more engaging content than many scripted dramas. With real-world political theater delivering constant material for comedic interpretation, who needs streaming services? This ongoing situation provides enough drama and laughs to keep audiences engaged indefinitely.